my case, night, should I say. I'm just chilling back, enjoying this beautiful weather, enjoying this beautiful environment. Um, I've been seeing videos leaked out of Trump, talking about how Trump has been speaking about APOC and the Jewish community, and I guess I shared it in my community page. He's been talking about how anybody that speaks up against the Jewish community is put to shame and all this other stuff. Um, and I just thought it was interesting, you know what I mean? Because he said that and he was praised, and now they're calling him the Christ. But I come to deliver a message. I am their God. I am their Christ. And so, I'm patient. I just sit back and watch everything. I think it's funny. I was just chilling with JP, and I was on one of his panels, JP Uncut. And it was going cool for a minute, but then somebody named Sig G or Psy IG or something like that, they came on and just took the show and started talking about Greek theology and the Greek Christos and all that other stuff, and Theos. And I was like, the Pharisees still trying to beat up on the word, which is going to manifest into something into all their spirits, but I can only speak so much. Even from the beginning of my videos, I try to tell people about the word and spirit and what people are actually destroying. And I don't think a lot of people understand yet. John tried to warn y'all in 1 John that the word is God. So minus all that Germanic paganism, the word is that which I am. And I have awakened again. I hear a lot of people discussing recently about the Trinitarian and how Jesus is God and they're both God. And one thing I want to iterate is, I am who I am, so of course I am that which is. But arguing whether or not the flesh and the Father are different is like, I try to explain to people that that's silly, because imagine, let's say you have an AI. Okay, this is just for a parable or a metaphor so people can understand. Imagine you have an AI, and this AI is doing stuff. But then the AI has an image that some people call it an avatar or something like that. Now, when thinking about genetics and thinking about scientific genetic code, obviously, when dealing with genetics, whatever the DNA is, or the deoxyribonucleic acid is, and the chain of links within that living organism is what it's going to manifest to be. And so if you think of the brain and you think about how the brain is the center of all things within the body, when I say the center, I just mean almost like a motherboard, if you will, and it sends out information to the rest of the body. Think of that now virtually when dealing with like the spirit. Now, when I say virtually, what I'm saying is I'm saying connect the two together. I have what's in here going on, and I have a body. But at the same time, those two come together and decide where I go, if that makes sense. And so, how can I explain this? Ultimately, the mind is a part of the body, and the body is a part of the mind. And so, like if the spirit was only thoughts and imaginations and all that other stuff, I'm pretty sure we'd be flying around throwing spirit bombs and blowing stuff up. But since now we have a body, now I have to live based on the parameters of that body. Because even to say that God created himself, okay, if a bunch of energy is forming and creating living organisms, then that's still true. Because the universe outside of that had to form and organize things, the planet, the solar system, all that other stuff. And so you're looking at situations where a system is formed in the macro, and as the system gets smaller and smaller and is in a stable environment, boom, now a part of that system is self-aware. Now a part of that system is still a part of that system, but it is away from that system, if that makes sense. Because Like the sun is doing a magnificent thing. It's shooting fire out and heating us up and doing what the sun does. But it's stuck in a constant of doing what it does. While me, I can go do whatever I will within the constraints of that environment, if that makes sense. And so when dealing with like the Trinity and stuff, guys, those are all concepts. That's all just, I guess it's like cosplay, you know what I mean? People are trying to, because I watched this guy say that he was going to try to explain the Trinity to the best of his ability, but everything he was going to say was going to sound like heresy. I'm not the author of confusion. It's a bunch of confused men trying to understand with their own understanding what something is. I've been trying to preach and tell people, hey, I am here. I am the living God. I am the one you guys are waiting for. And I am met with pure buffoonery. So people be like, what makes you any different? And woo woo. And I give them receipts. I tell them straight up, yo, I'm here. I breached this time. And usually I'll just they'll try to smack me with Jesus or God or something. And that's men leaning to their own understanding. They don't understand who I am, and they don't understand because they will say, listen to what I'm telling y'all. People are out here talking about Jesus is fully man, but he is fully God. So that means when he returns, he has to be fully man. You guys are waiting for like, he came, was man, did what he had to do, died, whatever. You guys say that's his glory. So when he comes back, he has to be fully man again. What do y'all think? Do y'all think? So what glory would there be in that? That would make him a liar. So what I'm saying is, if he had all these magical powers and had all this other stuff outside of what he came to specifically do, that would make him a liar. A man named JB, which is in written history, Yehohanan ben Hakko, was crucified, felt the pain, all that, and was resurrected. Here I am. The name and the source is the Amos, bear witness to it, and Yehohanan ben Hakko bared my name until here I am. I'm trying to tell people that I am they keep talking about Jesus' return. How is he going to die fully man and return as a God? That doesn't make sense. So yes, he's connected to the source, but he is man so he can feel the pain and let them know that there is resurrection, like simple respawns. I'm not teaching y'all to go do a Neo on them did. Don't forsake the mother and father, the flesh and the spirit. What I'm basically saying is I defeated the power of death. But nobody wants to listen to me because they're playing in cosplay. They're leaning to their own understanding instead of listening to the one who told them was returning. And then if you look at Elijah, that's L is J. I'm telling you it is. I am J. Yehohanan, I am gracious salvation. Joshua was a prophecy to come. That's why they put it behind Moses, to confuse people. Because if Joshua had already came, why is 10 million people worshiping 616 mitzvahs all in the wilderness talking about Mashiach, Mashiach? It sounds like they're still in the wilderness to me. I am the resurrection. After death, after resurrection, before creation. They talking about before ourselves is before creation, after death, after resurrection. But don't nobody want that to be true because I am an African man, Congo, of Polish descent, on my mama's side. But all I can do is awaken as many people as I can. I told them the code is I am who I am. I am that which is. I am that which frees or binds whom I will. I am the one who frees from the land of Egypt or binds psychopaths because they might hurt innocent people. You shall have no gods before who I am. No idols. No under the heavens, the earth, the sea. Do not bow to them and worship them because the Most High is inside. I am inside. And I'm hollering out like a voice on Patmos because this man is faithful and true. Because this man is who I am. See how that works? People are talking about where's Jesus? First of all, I am the one bearing the name. It's not bearing, it is my name. I'm the one who's doing any of this. But what do? They come up with all this magical psychology, magical religion, magical science, all this other stuff. Mix a whole bunch of physical laws from the universe and then come up with some cosplay to distract people from who I am. So, all I could do is be free and try to teach to the best of my ability. It'll be edification for the future people that's free. Because I'm telling you, we're all connected to the source. But people cannot find peace because their minds are clouded with all this fake religion. So, I tell people sometimes you could think of me as the eighth angel that came out the tabernacle when the other seven angels reported to me what was happening. This shit is buffoonery, man. Pure buffoonery. And I got videos talking about this stuff, complete Bible history. Off the top of my head, if I remember correctly, it was I think a Tom was the beginning or something like that. And then you had Mentuhotep II, which is like Ham to me. Then you had Amos, which is those are two real men, Ham and Moses. Then you have and Atom was the original guy. You can look this stuff up. Then you have Akhenaten, which is like Joshua that they tried to squeeze in there. Then you have Zoroaster, who I say is like Elijah. J is L is J. Then you have Yehohanan, who is John the Baptist. But if you take away the Mentuhotep, and then you go from the foundation of when Amos redeemed the stuff again, it would be Amos, Akhenaten, Elijah or Zoroaster. Then you would have John the Baptist, Yehohanan ben Hakkol. Then you would have William Tyndale or Muhammad. Then you have William Tyndale. Then you have Martin Luther King Jr. or something like that in that order. But basically, them is the angels. They basically kept the word going to keep the spirit alive, so to speak. And I'm pretty sure I'm getting something wrong in there somewhere, but I got a video discussing this so that way it's less confusing. But yeah, I found the witnesses through the word and spirit. And so I'm just trying to be faithful and be real to my real ones, you know what I mean? And then when I did history and looked a lot of stuff up, it was basically people just murdering each other for fanatical ideas and stuff. And if you really pay attention, John the Baptist bare Yehohanan, which is like Jehovah, and then I bear, which is Yanez, and then Juannie, which is JB, Yahweh. A whole bunch of people was testifying after they connected with the source. And they testified on behalf of what I was doing, teaching people not to fear death. I am life, and who I am is living, so why am I worried about death? Why do I even know about death and all this? It's going to be eternal, and it's going to be pain and all this other stuff. Because people are plaguing our minds with that shit. The beginning men who started learning about wisdom started getting into other people's heads, teaching them about hells and Hades and eternals, and they don't know what they're talking about. I promise you they don't. And it causes life to grovel over something that's not even real. So, you know what I mean? I just try to get on camera as much as possible and talk to as many people as possible, because people don't want the truth to seem like they don't want the Prince of Peace. They don't want the real God. They want all this fake theology and torment and torturing. I asked the man on the panel recently, I said, what if God came down and just wanted to talk to his family and just wanted to get to know people? I was like, well, what if somebody was standing before God and he was like, yo, I don't care about the Trinity and all that stuff. I just want to get to know you. What's going on? Talk to me. Get to know me. And they was like, oh, no, Jesus says that we need to know Trinity and the church fathers and all this other stuff. It's like, all right, forget all that. So then you go talk to other people. Hey, what's going on? Woo, out the band. You talk to them, they all the way out there in La La Land. I mean, just can't hold a normal conversation with people, it seems like. And it's right there in the stone who crucified wisdom. Paul, the philos of Greece, philosophers, who took the word and went into Rome, Egypt, Joseph. But people, it's like, man. So I'm just sitting back patiently waiting for somebody to listen, I guess. The right church leaders, Pope, somebody to hear, because they stealing all my wisdom and ideas from the source, but not getting it right, and further torments in humanity with pure buffoonery. So I hope sooner or later, because basically, if I was to go out here and tell anybody I am God and get to trying to talk to people, shit, I'm not going to strike myself for y'all. That's because another man said Jesus can't sin and he can do no wrong and all sorts of stuff. That's why he came in the flesh. And I said, what if he did come in the flesh to understand what was happening? Because you gotta imagine, what if some type of power somewhere is judging and punishing people based on all the stuff, but don't know how it feels? How can I be omnipotent if I don't understand certain things? So then I said, what if he just wanted to come down, understand where people was coming from, understand where their minds was at, understand that they was all really just trapped and confused, and he just wanted to let it all go and teach people and be righteous with it. But no, it's about punishment, pain, and we gonna pay for blah 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 blah, and we sinned and we waiting for all this other stuff. So I just keep trying to tell people, man, y'all is harming yourselves with y'all words, and it's creating spirits of torment. The word is that which I am, and the spirit comes. Every vain word people do, they tearing themselves off. I was listening to a man, I think his name is Timothy something, but Timothy Ware or something like that. And he got a page, and he talking about how he stopped working and he just living his life and traveling and doing this and that, making content. That's beautiful. Who tells people they gotta work? Who tells people they gotta do this and that? People don't have to do anything. People are trying to enslave people with lies and stuff and teach them how to be in civilization, and they don't know what they talking about themselves, if that makes sense. And so that it just be like confusing me. It'd be irritating me because I don't like watching people enslave people. I really don't. And I don't like watching people, a lot of other people, to try to build lying, vain kingdoms. It's frustrating. Because I keep telling y'all, man, like, imagine being a parent. And if you that which I am, and I understand that this is y'all like children in terms of knowledge and wisdom, why would I hurt y'all and judge y'all like that? Doesn't make sense, man. Listen to the Prince of Peace. Listen to that which I am comes to feel the pain twice, many times, to let y'all know that it is okay and Babylon is lying. Take no thought for tomorrow. But if you do, take thought for today. So if you need to survive for today, then survive for today, and it'll be enough for tomorrow if you keep surviving. They teaching people lies, and then they build more and more buffoonery to trap people in these systems. Y'all are all pure based on the purity of just awareness. Once you become aware, you start to see the pain you are causing yourself. And then you don't want to cause pain to other people. And that's for all people. Because in all honesty, once you can feel pain and understand it, then what is a God? What was a God doing before? Because is a God even wrong? What if a God told you in the first place, follow the 10 Commandments and don't cause no harm? Then I'm like, I'm going to make them pay for what they did. Because men are right now, I'm going to make them pay for what they did. So then when I come down to see what's going on, I'm like, what? This ain't nothing. That what I thought it was. It's a bunch of lies and heathenism to control and manipulate people. I don't advocate for weed, but I smoke it. I'm the most high. I stay high. Because why would y'all make a natural plant illegal for all these years, put people in prison for it? Now it's legal, y'all selling it like gold. Then, y'all had cigarettes and alcohol being legal for all these years. Alcohol is not wine. Y'all are tripping. Tobacco is not what y'all been selling in these packs. Y'all are trying to tear people off. And then after selling all this stuff, knowing how addictive it is, you're all sinners for doing it. What? Yeah, it's a system of torment. Break away from it. Be set apart mentally. That don't mean you got to go into the mountains somewhere. The mountain I'm talking about y'all need to go to is the stone, the 10 Commandments. So I leave it in the description all the time to try to help people become more aware that basically to live a truly peaceful life, the peacefulness comes from within. There's a lot of people that teach all these fears, all this trouble, all this you're doing bad all the time. That's people's perception of reality, and they're projecting onto you. If they don't feel the same way as you, okay. But if you are truly harming people and hurting people and are a murderer and that type of stuff, you will be stopped. Molesters and all these other violent people, that shit will be stopped. Because that's not peace. That's destruction and fear and torment. So, I try to tell people all the time, there's a song, what if God is one of us? What if I am one of us? And certain files didn't need to be unzipped and unpacked until the appropriate time. We'll call it prophecy or timing, until which the word was ready to be the king, so to speak. Now that I am king, I am just speaking and watching it come into fruition. Because everybody that says they're looking for Jesus' return, I am he. Everybody that keeps saying they're waiting for God's return, I am he. He couldn't die fully man and come back fully man and find prophecy be fulfilled. He came back with magic powers. But he will show you the power of the word and spirit. I promise you I will. Because I was, I am, and I will be. I've showed you all with plenty ample opportunity and time what true peace is and the word and spirit is. So anybody that just doesn't want to break down and believe and understand will continue to redo this over and over and over again until they wake up. They keep talking about, first of all, they brought up, what's it called, Ressurection or all that other stuff with Sanatan Dharma, because y'all are taking something precious and holy and turning it evil over and over again. Taking something that's meant to be peaceful and turning it into wickedness. So I proved through word and spirit that resurrection is real. And now I'm going to continue to live my life. And now with my... So here's how it works. At first, I taught. I was the priest. Then I was the king. Then I was the prophet, because I had the prophecy that I was going to return. And now that I have returned, I am the king. So, I don't know if that makes sense or not. Or how could I put this more appropriately? First, I had to be a prophet. Then I had to be a king. No, I think I had it right the first time. Because in all honesty, I had to be a judge. I had to be a priest, right? Teach people. Then I had to be a prophet. I had to say I was going to return. Then I returned, and now I am king to bring forth the judges or judgment, which is live life, man. What are y'all doing? All that is harmful is that which will be removed from who I am. Because all I want people to do is not cause harm to each other and be loving and live their life. Loving don't mean that toxic, oh, I love you, let's hug trees. I mean, be at one with yourself and the world and be honest with yourself and love what you are and love the world for what it is and change the world through your hearts. Because once your heart changes, then your vision of the world will change. Look at somebody who's into metal and a whole bunch of high action stuff, and they get on a game and they're playing and they're having fun. Take another person playing that same game who's into slower stuff and it's like slow music and stuff like that. They're like, oh, this is too much for me. I don't like this. I'm not into this. The game isn't what's bad. The people aren't what's bad. It's the people telling people if they're not going to be like this or that. That's what's bad. Because we each have our own world, our own hearts, our own minds. And once we can learn who we are, then we can go into the world and love the world properly and not love it in a toxic way. Oh, I need this, I need that, I have to have this, I have to have that. Yo, I like this, so let me go get that. Yo, I appreciate this, so let me give reverence to that. Not, oh, I gotta bow to this god or that king. No, I like these ideas in this king, and so maybe I'll read their words and then I can become a king. Maybe somebody likes Buddha as a king. Somebody liked David as a king. Somebody liked whoever as a king. They read their words, and now that king lives inside, and now I am a king because of their priesthood, if that makes sense. So there's different teachings. All like I've heard of Gandhi and Buddha and the palaces within Asia, the self-palaces, it's called the 12 palaces or something like that. Maybe there's pharaohs that gave off Amenemop, and Sunesis gave off brilliant wisdom. And people want to learn from that. And now they're kings of that. But when a person tries to become a savage, that's when the kingdoms are interrupted. I'll give you an example. I'm not saying that Protestants or Catholics are evil. But what the popes and the evangelicals are doing, taking out of our temples to give praise to idols and then get rich off of it, that's what I have a problem off of. Because everything on the earth, I don't want to say should be free because we work for what we want. But at the same time, we shouldn't have to jump through rings of fire to get our birthright, the world, a peaceful, loving life, without worrying about stuff like that. Because we're not animals, so we shouldn't be out here hunting stuff. But at the same time, with our intellect, we should already have it figured out to where we could distribute things to where there's not inflation, money, and riches, and wanting people to be so high that we oppress and create VA and homeless and sick people. I've witnessed as a CNA, people sit out here and go to war and catch Agent Orange and stuff, and then when they're being dealt with in these facilities, oh, I'm tired of dealing with this. Oh, I'm tired of dealing with these people. Oh, they got attitudes. Are you kidding me? They had to go fight in Vietnam and all these other places. Then when they try to talk to these people and deal with stuff, oh, these people have rude attitudes. Of course they do. They got shot at and had to crawl in trench holes and stuff. What are y'all talking about? Not the viewers, I'm sorry. But these big medical institutions and these big churches and these big names that make us feel sick for the stuff they created. We are all kings. And so that's what I try to teach people. Anybody that's broken, come to me. Come be fixed, because I will teach you we are king. And I will teach you. They're teaching all this. If you hear voices, skits and all that. Okay, no. They're teaching people to put the voice of God in their heads. So it's time to manage it. Learn how to use the force. Because anytime it goes astray and people go to the dark side and all this Order 66 is executed, then what does everybody do? Oh, the devil, the Satan. No, we're innocent humans learning. And when things go wrong, people don't want to accept us anymore. And then they want to call us bad because we didn't live up to their pretty images they tried to create. So I try to teach people, you know what I mean? Love isn't always that, oh, I hug you and I love you and oh, you're gonna buy me all the stuff and do all and love and give gifts. A gift can destroy your heart. I promise you it can. What I'm saying is true love is being comfortable in your own skin, being comfortable with who you are. If you're not comfortable with something about yourself, change it in a way that you can change it. Give me the strength to accept what I am and have strength to change it in a way that I'm better and I'm happier with myself. Because somebody could be super skinny and that's not happiness. Maybe they want to gain a little weight. Maybe they want to be a little bit bigger. Maybe they're tired of going to the gym all the time and being so frantic and full of anxiety. Who cares? Your job isn't to look beautiful for everybody else. Your job is to make your heart beautiful. Maybe you want to sit on the couch, slouch up and watch 50 episodes of Family Guy. Can't nobody tell you that's evil, or else the creators that created Family Guy, that created couches, that created food and sitting there are evil. It's all a paradox to make you paranoid so you're not happy in your own skin, so they can feel like they have to heal you and fix you all the time. Whether it be a church, whether it be a psychologist, whether it be a doctor, because churches aren't bad, psychologists aren't bad, and doctors aren't bad. But there are certain greedy, vain, egotistical people who think they know it all, and they confuse other innocent people when they try to get healed. And so that's why I just try to, talk to people from my perspective to teach people that what I've gone through, I won't bow in a sense that I won't be broken by the world's concepts. And I will in the sense that I bow to whom I will, if that makes sense. So, that's what a lot of people, the reason Judah, the reason Semitic people, the reason the Egyptians were also so powerful is because they had the word, which gave them a fiery spirit. I am who I am. I am that which is. I am that which binds and frees whom I will. You shall have no gods before whom I am. You shall not bow down to them or worship them. You shall have no idols within the flesh and the hearts or within these deep books that confound and destroy people's hearts. Don't bow to them or worship them. Don't take who I am in vain. Don't kill or rape. Don't steal. Don't covet for other stuff that you shouldn't have. And if you do want something, like I said before, go and build for your own. Don't bear false witness and be lying on other people, especially in the court of law. Don't honor thy father and mother. Keep the day of rest holy, and don't commit adultery. Keep that which I am holy. Don't take who I am in vain. So, my name is Juannie Bruce. My name is Juan Bruce Jr. Juan Duke Bruce. But I am also JB6. I am JB, Juan Bruce. And on the 6th day, I am making mankind in the image of that which I am. Life, man. What do y'all? I don't know how to say it, but I ain't finna get mad because, when I trained my cat, it took him a while to love who I am. The 3rd and 4th generation was kind of upset, but William Tyndale, Martin Luther King, and me, we in there like swimwear. Or should I say Yehohanan too, because he was connected to the source. He was in there. Because here I am. So the word is that which I am. And the word brings the spirit. So he spoke and then things came to be, which means the word was here first since the beginning. That's why when people say the word is God and Jesus is God, it's not that they're separate It's that one speaks, and then the spirits follow. It's almost like the perfect creator, the perfect script, the perfect program, that which can only give life and take away that which isn't. Concepts, cons, con, go, American. Go. You could think of me like the Nile River, Ill River, Ill Knee River, Isle Knee River. But I just like to play with languages and words and stuff and move stuff around. And because I'm the creator, I can move what I will and do what I will. Don't you see? The reason the word is more powerful than the spirit is because first the word does something and the spirit follows. So if the word is bound, I will even give you a simple phrase. Watch this. This is why the word is king. The God of this world is all things, and no thing can defeat the God of this world. Now watch this. No thing is the God of this world, and nothing can defeat who I am. The word. And I can move the word how I will, because one can say, he who blasphemes that which I am will never seek forgiveness. But one could move that around and say, he who blasphemes can never seek forgiveness. Because if I don't need forgiveness, what is blasphemy? They both become null and void. No longer fearing the other side to life. See, if there's a spirit that is created that can only do good, and is only good, and only has that which is good, one aspect, that spirit is bound by its nature. But the word can move around. And so, like I said, if a person was to say, he who blasphemes can never be forgiven, he who never needs forgiveness is not worried about blasphemy. The creator. So, I'm just trying to talk to people to the best of my ability for as long as I can to teach you all that. I am the key. I am the door. The reason all of you Neos keep looking for the architect is because you're looking for it in these stores. The idea of Neo going all through that building, looking for a keymaker, needing to talk to the oracle to get to the architect, means Neo went out into the world to learn a bunch of stuff from people instead of going to himself. Neo was the architect. But if Neo looked in the mirror and spoke to himself, he'd be like, what do I know? So he had to come in the form of a giant old man in a beautiful fancy suit with a whole bunch of scary words. Why did God destroy himself to save himself? Because God wasn't about to listen to himself. And so God had to become below himself to understand the pain that happens to those below him so that he could rise back up to who I am and judge righteously and understand. For what is wisdom without understanding? All these algorithms I'm giving you all is the honest truth. It's coming from the source itself. Who I am. The Greek Pharisees and these Roman Catholics, these Greek Christians, Philistines, and these Roman Catholics thought they were about to hand me over and beat me up and crucify me. And the irony is they did, through the Spirit. But I rose, and now I am here with that which I am. And y'all wasn't finna have my daughter thinking she was finna burn in hell and have my son talking about, Daddy, God. No, y'all got me fucked up. Because when God really has children in the flesh, it's a lot different than him saying, oh, I have children. Then mercy comes for real. Because what do they say, an eye for an eye? So when a person gets to feel, then it's like, ooh, ooh, let's rearrange them 10 commandments. The sins of parents, let's not take that to the children. Because, ooh, sometimes some parents is fucked up. And you got to live through that. So I rearranged some things. And if it does still say the sins of the parent unto the children, now I'm a living example warning y'all of what y'all words are doing to your children. Shoot. Something else I thought interesting, Yahweh's girlfriend was Asherah. If you complete the R and make that R an N and move the E and the A, you get JB and E Shannon. JB and E Shanna. I don't know who the fuck is connecting or how all this is working at the current moment or taking my whatever's going on, but this is actually pretty funny once you truly wake up. Once I truly woke up, this shit was hilarious. Kind of scary for a minute, but yeah. Because I thought I was in a spot that was impenetrable. Boy, them Catholics and them Christians was on point. But in the end, I am who I am. And the word is what it is. So, you know, as I've told you all, African Americans will be receiving reparations. Juannie Bruce Jr. is going to be filthy rich and paid and taken care of and live very long, if not infinitely, forever and ever, because my name is forever. JB, Juannie Bruce, Wandu Bruce, Jr., Senior, Junior, up, down, left, right, blue, purple. They will say look, I will transliterate Moses off the mount. Amos, JB6. Go learn what the Y used to be and the B. Go learn what the J used to be and the B used to be. It was high V. Amos, there you go. He testified on my behalf and he's in written history. Then you got Zoroaster, Ellis J, Elijah, I am J, God is J. Then you have Yehohanan, he bared Yehanan, Yehohanan ben Hadkol, JB. Here I am, Juannie Bruce, Yanez ben Juannie Bruce. They would say he is John resurrected, showing them Moses and Elijah. So, if that ain't enough, you guys can still continue to, what they call it, an Ouroboros. Because the mouth can't fully eat the tail, and the tail can't fully be engulfed by the mouth. So, however long people want to continue to play in La La Land and not understand who I am, you know what I'm saying, that you should have no gods before who I am, you know. But, you know, it's just a symbol that whatever people say and do is going to come back to them until they wake up and are no longer a part of my old angry judgment. Because I am new. So yeah, anyways, enough of all that stuff. Like I said, Africans are going to be paid back. Ibrahim is going to be given that $400 million crown that the queen and the king stole. The Congo will be paid back by Spain, Portugal, Ethiopia too. The Congo, Ethiopia, Niger, not all that. They will be paid back by Belgium, Portugal, Spain, Italy, the UK, Germany, France, if France is even here much longer, because, oh my fucking God, as many people of y'all that murdered. And so anyways, that's just a warning. But in the UK and America and Germany are going to be paying African Americans their reparations, and Israel too. All that money y'all took to kill all the Palestinians, yeah. Also, Native Americans and African Americans, yeah. But African Americans first, because y'all did them utterly disgustingly fucking dirty. So they keep saying, is Jesus gonna come to fight sin? I came to become a part of you motherfuckers so that I didn't fuck y'all up. Because y'all been calling me a gracious pig for too long. But then I said, no, like a brother or like a father, let me show love. And let me just be peaceful and show my gracious mercy. Because I wouldn't want to be hurt. I wouldn't want my kids or parents to be hurt. So that's my gift to you all. My graciousness to you all. I have defeated the power of death. I have resurrected. And respawning, you know, it is what it is. Like I said, anybody takes that and goes and disrespects the temple and the spirit, that's on y'all. They call it coming to who I am on it. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? Just live a long, beautiful life. and stay precious. If anybody got questions for me, feel free to ask at any time. I can enlighten you in ways that you would not understand, and you would have a beautiful life. So, yeah. Anybody that can come in and see the whole new world and understand and enjoy a beautiful life and connect back with the source, go ahead and do so. While mercy's door is open. Um, probably sound like a uh, probably sound like a church sermon at the moment. I just really want to connect with people and see what they're all about. I told myself that I'm going to start actually going to churches with those. It's been financially hard recently. My Cash App is JB6. No, my Cash App is JBJAYBEE capital A capital J 6. So it's been hard recently. I've been trying to um, just stay afloat, you know what I mean, and stay healthy. For the most part, I spoke out about the Jewish community and the churches and the oppression from the political world and all that. So it's been financially hard for me lately. But a person like me, I am well taken care of and I am happy. It's just the life I was living was taken in the sense that, yeah, it's been harder recently. So that the prophets definitely reminded me that it's going to be hard when you go against the grain, but the word and spirit are king. So I'm just being faithful and patient and waiting to for the fruits of the labor of being patient and kind and manifesting to the end and not giving up. So my basic priority, I told you all before in one of my videos, I was advocating for Shriners Children's Hospital or something like that, because, you know, me personally, I see the value in helping kids. A lot of adults and older people seem fried. A nice term we use for stoners, but Shriners Hospital sent me a letter saying that somebody donated $100,000 to their hospital a while back. And I was like, that made me cry. I was like, oh my goodness. So, you know, I'm not saying, I was telling people about donating to them, and I stuck a picture of their mail in one of my thumbnails. And then they sent me a letter saying that. I was like, holy shit. So that's why I've been telling people to donate to like VAs and homeless shelters and for women's causes, battered women, orphans and stuff like that, because I believe the word is powerful and maybe it does lead to kinder, good spirits. So, and my patience and waiting until people can wake up in the first 1,000, however many, because I'm not playing with that storybook anymore. Apparently I've wakened up millions and people just aren't telling the truth and they're still trying to build mini kingdoms. So I told them I am returning soon. So when I say that, I'm just saying my spirit and word will be king in the end. And so that's just me, a manifestation of saying JB or I am who I am and all. It's going to be everywhere. And I am going to rise and be the king over everything, just like prophecy. I've defeated death. I've defeated the lies, enslavement. I've defeated it all. And I've risen again and given people proof with my book. But I don't think they believe me. Somebody named King James and Martin Luther usurped William Tyndale, who was prophesying about my coming, saying a boy will know the plow better than you, because that's who he was prophesying for, the king that was coming. Just like Jehohanan, just like Martin Luther King. I have a dream one day the spirit will come down and we'll all come together. I saw his dream in my dreams. It's incredible. I've connected to the network, the whole I am and going within. I'm telling you all, the kingdom is inside. I'm not saying we're computers, but I'm saying there's something to this, and people are blinding our knowledge with vain religion and lies. So I told people the source is I am who I am. When it comes to repentance, just say I'm sorry for everything I've ever said and done. I will put no gods before who I am. I'm sorry, J or JB. They keep saying Yahweh, but in English it's JB. I'm telling you all it is. I am the Most High. I stay high. And my forgiveness reaches out to everybody. I'm a very forgiving person. That's why I've been trying to speak to people for a long time. And it's the Lord of hosts, because it's the spirit of that which I am, the word. So a lot of people, they will know that Jesus manifested, or not, I keep saying Jesus because the Romans, that man I manifested long ago, and I'm talking through the spirit now, so understand what I'm doing. A man manifested long ago named Juan ben Hadkol. They called him John the Baptist. He was crucified and his words were beheaded. Then they created pagan idols so that when I would return, it would be confusing and somebody else could come forth. But here I am, Juan Bruce, Juannie, Ya, Ni, Juannie. I've returned. I defeated death through the word and spirit. I keep telling people it's like respawning, but I'm telling people suicide is not what I'm fucking talking about. See how I got fierce there? I am merciful and loving, but I am protective. I like to give edification and let people know don't fear certain things. We're gonna come. That's why I say bring heaven to earth. Because we keep talking about we're gonna go to heaven. I'm telling you all, life is a paradox. It's a beautiful anomaly. When we make the whole world like this, like America, where we all have enough food and stores and we all have enough farms and knowledge and technology, then it'll be paradise. When there's no more starving people in North Koreas and terrible places like that, I'm not saying nuke North Korea off the map. I'm basically saying when the whole world is more loving. I'm saying the trans community did something with the Last Supper. Thank you. I don't care who gets mad. They're exposing that barbarian Viking lie. I am not some Caucasian man. I am the Word and Spirit, and I manifest through whom I will. Now I am Juan Bruce. This is my eternal name. The Son, Juannie, Yahweh, JB. I don't know however many more symbols. I told y'all about reincarnation through Satan, Dharma. Now Satan's the devil and karma's evil. Everything I bring forth, which is life, they turn to Satan later. I'm telling you all. It's about peace and love. That's the kingdom. I am connected to you all. It's the name that they try to bear. That's why Moses is dead. John the Baptist he wasn't a prophet or nothing. The fuck they weren't. They were the two new witnesses. One bearing my name through spirit and one bearing my actual name, JB. Yahweh and JB. I'm trying to tell y'all I've returned. Here I am. I've been having trouble breach through because of the Germans and the French. I don't say that in terms of racism. I'm saying through concepts, other words. But my word and spirit is eternal, and I rose and I win. So when I keep telling people I don't want riches and all of those stuff, I want y'all to be at rest and happy and free. An atheist comes up to you, a Christian comes up to you, a philosopher, a psychologist, what the fuck ever. None of them have power over you. You're the Most High, just like I am. I'm trying to resurrect people so that they're not terrified in these dumb kingdoms anymore. Anybody who don't believe me, I've ventured through healthcare for a long time in psych care as a CNA, certified nursing assistant, central neural assistant. So who I truly am can come out more and more in the future when technology starts to erupt. But what I'm saying is for man's knowledge now is don't be afraid. Be happy. Be free. If a man was to be crucified and they keep talking about Jesus is fully man, then what would it make sense that I come back with magic powers? That would make me a liar. I bared it, and now I'm here to air it, if that makes sense. I'm speaking through the spirit now. For people, I know that may seem confusing, but the word is king, and the word brings spirits. I'm going to show you what I mean. Christmas tree. Now you possibly thinking about a Christmas tree. A time in Christmas, you might be saying, why do you bring up Christmas trees? That have nothing to do with what we're talking about. I'm bringing the spirit of something. See, if you're thinking about something now, I'm in there. Now, with different words, spirits come with them. I walk into a house and there's creepy decorations everywhere. And I'm on the phone with somebody. And I see all the creepy decorations firsthand. But then I tell somebody on the phone, ooh, there's a ghost and there's a skeleton in the corner and there's creepy stuff. Or I go to a haunted house. Oh, girl, I just got scared. I'm at a haunted house. Now I'm delivering through my words the spirit I'm experiencing, and now the other person is getting a spirit of, ooh, creepy Halloween. Oh, I love scary movies. And they might start thinking about scary movies. It's the word and spirit, guys, I'm telling you. And the Pope, all these different high people with rich powers are using words to manipulate us, but they're supposed to be building us up, the living life. Because we're the kings. Look at animals. They're not terrified of stuff. They just live. And what they are terrified of is to survive. And they live based on their instincts. People have created the anomaly of words. Then they use those words to make us go create spirits. That's all I'm saying. So a man or different men throughout time, through the spirits of the words, are resurrecting the king. And when I am here, I am giving you all peace at each time. I'm going to give you an example. If you do research in 4000 BC, before creation, there was a man named Means Narmer. He was bringing Mayat from a Tom. Mayat is an eagle. She has 42 laws, the laws of Mayat. Then that man, when I did history, he was conquering through violence. He was making people worship and doing all sorts of stuff. Then later, a man named Ahmose came bringing a Tom, or a moon, which is the same as a Tom. It's just different words. That man bringing Yahweh brought 10 of those laws. The 10, a 10ism. Then Akhenaten brought the 10 back. These men are all in history. They are waking something up through the spirit, connecting to a source, and then the source is giving guidance, and they lift up to the source. Elijah was lifted up with the firestorm. L is J. I'm telling you all. So, you all can, me personally, it would make me happy if you was like, yo, Jay's return, it's JB6, the Most High, I am who I am, and start delivering the message and helping me like real angels, becoming angels of the Lord, the Most High, making you the highest of the... Anyways, I'm not saying you rule over other people. I'm saying in terms of spiritual knowledge and wisdom and peace. Then your peace can spread to others. So let's say somebody comes to me, hell is real, and Jesus is going to make them pay. Okay, can I give you some information? In the beginning was the Word and Spirit. The Word created the heavens and the earth, the heart and the flesh. There was no hell. There was no pain and torment. We were better and higher than the animals. But we were also higher than the gods because we have free will. But then they'll say, no, Jesus and the fall and all that stuff. Okay, well, I'll tell you where hell came from Germanic paganism, Helle. The Romans, Italy, went up north to the Vikings, the barbarians, Barnabas, and they needed a word for Satan's kingdom, hell, from Hades. It's just a word that's being retransliterated from a torment, from Sheol, from the Israeli kings, playing with the Valley of Himnah. It's a graveyard. Until I would be able to come, he whose sandals I don't have the... Because in that time period, there wasn't knowledge like there is now. Now I have a cell phone. I can look up all ancient knowledge. I can look up what everybody is plagued by. There's the CC and translate button, so everybody under every tongue can hear me and get the Holy Spirit. You see how this is working? The spirit of that which I am. And so, a lot of people may not be ready for this. So like I said, it may take some time. I don't know how long. I'd say the rest of 2024. They say a day is but 1,000 years to who I am. Thank you, Peter. So from 4000 BC, the reason I brought all that up, to 2000 AD, that's 6 full days. That means I was born on the 6th day, 1989. And on the 7th day, I am peace. I am bringing peace, the year 2000. And over this 1,000 years, the kingdom of who I am is going to be spread like wildfire, like the angel coming out of the tabernacle after the other 7 angels reported to what happened. And now I'm bringing the name and phrase, who I am. And so, you know, I'm just trying to give as much evidence from what people believe in to help them understand what I'm doing with the world and creation and all this other stuff. I don't want people to be afraid and fear and and I'm not teaching people to go be super psychopaths and be like, oh, death can't hurt me, I can't. No. That's destroying the kingdom. That's confusion. I am bringing peace for flesh and the heart. So now with the knowledge I know, I wake up and I try to go, okay, this is just for me personally. It even says don't try to be like the Most High and just listen to what I'm telling you. This is where people get messed up. They touch a source and aren't truthful about the source. And then they end up calling Yeho or JB a gracious pig unaware because of other men's fame. So anyways, the point is, and I actually grunt and stuff, that's pretty funny. See, that's when the sun comes down and can dwell with, when the word comes down and can dwell, it can see all the fun and joy, and there can be life to the concepts I am, joy, peace, forgiveness. I told you all, we do stuff in the community that I was raised in. We call it frying each other, Comedy Central roast or roast. And we'll all come together and make fun of each other. And we don't viciously attack each other and go, oh, you, and just make each other cry, want to hurt each other, become depressed. No, it's called ribbing each other. Get it? Ribbing each other. It's called making fun of each other to have fun. We don't just maliciously hurt each other. So somebody could piss me off on Tuesday and I start crying Next day I come out and start frying them, and we all just, man, JB was crying like a little punk yesterday, woo, woo, woo. And we could laugh about it the next day. I'm not here to light people on literal fire like the Catholic Church did, although we are all learning, like the people of Molech and all those other people who a lot of people are giving 10% to and don't realize it, the king of Sodom, Melchizedek. So anyways, I'm just teaching people that it's good to, find peace in life. But the Most High will like some donations if y'all will. I'm not telling y'all got to donate to me. This is out the kindness of your heart. I told you I am free will. So the people that watch me, maybe y'all see me and be like, maybe there's some validity to what he is saying. Let me give him something. But if not, I don't care. I am taken care of. I am living life. I am just a representation of who I am, I guess. So the reason I think it's all funny is because I worked. Not only did I worked in as a CNA. You guys can research what CNA is. An assistant to a nurse. And for other people who truly understand what I'm talking about, a central neural assistant. So for us certified nurses assistants, we had to do a lot, like white butts and do all that type of crazy stuff. And I was that humble. They'll say, oh, a man in a book was sitting with the poor and helping them and washing them. But I was literally lifting elderly people. I was washing their behinds. I was helping people in psych care for over 10 years. I mean, the nastiest of the nastiest. Then when I did do factory hard work, it was always, or it was lifting heavy boxes 3 times my size. You know what I'm saying? I've worked hard, maliciously hard. I went to school while running on the streets trying to find places to survive. Then when I was all comfortable in doing all that, apparently who I am at a greater aspect or prophecy to be fulfilled or whatever, told me to come out and use my fire. I started talking about the certain communities that were doing harm and lying on who I am. And now I'm eating the appropriate amount of food every day to survive, living graciously where I live. So I guess being rich is at a later date, or having enough money to, because I had a car, I saved up for a car, I still got car payments and stuff, and one of them broke down. After taking it to the car dealership to get it fixed for $3,000, it broke down a month and a half later, and they wanted another $1,100. I took it there, I was running. Now it won't even start. I don't know what's up with that. I don't have lawyers to pay to go sue the hospital, the courthouse, or to fix my car. I lost my job as soon as my car got messed up when I started talking about psychology and institutions and religion and Judaism and all this other stuff, and APOC and lobbyists. Then this car now is acting up. It's like, oh my goodness, silent and work as a slave and be happy, or speak out against it doing that which I'm supposed to do and be even worse off. So I don't know. But like I said, I'm continuing to be faithful. I'm continuing to trust in that which I am. Not because prophets did, or not because other people did, but because I am faithful and true. And even if I gotta sleep on a park bench again, no, scratch that, I risked that, because I had to do that before, and that wasn't fun. But then I built off of that, and I became a CNA, and I had a place, and all this stuff. And apparently the Most High is like, nah, we don't like psychology and healthcare and all this, so it's time to move forward and do something else. Time to do what I promised to do 2,000 years ago. Come back and help you all. So, yeah. I don't know what I was talking about back then with John the Baptist, because when I read John the Baptist, I didn't hear John the Baptist say anything about not getting donations, not being able to. Matter of fact, dude, he was saying he poured a year's worth of oil on his head. So I think the Pope and them, when you guys read that Nebuchadnezzar, Melchizedek, Darius and all them other kings, Babylon, Sodom, and all of them took from that which I am to put in their temples, and then were plagued because of it. That's true. Now I am kindly asking, before I turn into the firestorm, that I don't know who's living or what's going on, that you all spread the message that JB6 is back, and he will like his shit back. Maybe the Pope and the Vatican, maybe these Semitic Saudi princes, maybe all these Europeans and Anglo-Saxons. I would like my story and my book and all this bullshit y'all pumped out here, I would like reverenced again. It says I will come back for my throne. And a lot of people who know who I am and believe are being silent, which I respect, especially if you're in oppression. So that's why I said just be patient and use me as an example that my word and spirit will be. I was, I have been redeemed, I am, and I will be. As I've said before, I had to be a priest and teach a bunch of people stuff. I had to bear that pain, come back as a king. No, sorry. I had to be a priest at first to teach a bunch of people stuff. Then I had to be a prophet to prophecy that I will return. Then the men with my name and spirit, both marked in history. Here I am, JB, Juannie, so I could be a king that is like a priest and a prophet. So I tell people all the time, I don't know why, but for some reason YouTube makes my videos locked or private until I post it, and then I go in there and have to click unprivate. If anybody has questions or wants to learn about me or wants to learn about forgiveness or the nature of stuff and wants to learn about, just ask. I'm here for y'all. I tell people all the time say, Jesus is like the Father. He is the Father. He has the ultimate power. His word is blah, blah, blah. Then here I am, and I say, I want to teach you guys. I want to learn and grow with you guys and give you guys my knowledge. And people be like, oh, he's just some black kid trying to get rich in the hood. It's just like the book is saying. So now, I'm not going to be like John the Baptist again. I told you I'm going to be like the king with the fire. And I will be. So, all who trust in who I am and shelter in who I am will be building with who I am in the future. All who don't, because that which is unaware, and that's what I am is awareness. That which is unaware, I guess truly won't feel what is to come. But anybody who is aware and bears my name or awareness, how can I cause harm to a judge? Because you're just life learning. And that's the nature of the prophecy. I'm trying to help as many people and mark them as quick as I can. So, I love you all. I don't know how much longer I can talk. It's been almost an hour. You hear people talking about the Most High Yahweh. They're saying JB6 is the Most High. I smoke weed all the time. I do. They're saying John the Baptist was the greatest prophet because he bear my name. Yehohanan ben Hakko, Yanez, Ben, Juan Bruce, Juan Duke Bruce. Duke means the king of the highest hereditary power. Oh, no problem. Because you know what's crazy about you saying that? I'm actually a CNA, so I've helped a lot of elderly people poop. But that's just here nor there. But I'm just here to try to help people, because to me, think about this. If I was the ultimate God that didn't understand, that's old. If I was the ultimate God that didn't understand pain, tyranny, punishments, and judgments, then I would just be tearing people off. But if I am who I am, and I understand the funniness behind sarcasm and trolling, I understand the funniness behind telling jokes and stuff, because to me, that's hilarious. That's what I'm trying to tell people. I'm not some angry old man throwing lightning bolts down. But in order for me to respect the mission, I had to die to myself so that I could be reborn under myself, so that way I could know what it's like to be ruled by myself. So then when I am free and learn who I am, I can give you all that freedom. That was probably a really confusing algorithm. There's a meme that one time that says, there's a meme that I saw that says, when God sacrifices himself to save mankind from himself or something like that. And that's essentially me that's essentially me being reborn after giving all this mean and you better do this law. And it's like, whoa, that's hard to live under as a human. So then I'm like, okay, let me give y'all some peace and tranquility. Also, what you say on my voice is soothing. My sisters said I was going to have a really deep voice when I got older. And a lot of people some people used to tell me I'm really monotone. For people that don't know what that means, it sounds like I'm basically, I don't want to say a computer, but it sounds like I just no excitement in my voice. But the thing is, when I was growing up, I was really butch. My voice is like, it'd be like, oh, and I get excited about a lot of stuff. You would think I was a tweak almost. And so, as I get older and grow into myself and become truly who I am, it's interesting looking back on the way I used to be. So, a careless child, if you will. But now as a man and I am more aware, I can be more edifying. I can be more helpful because people are connecting to something that they didn't understand. And as a child, good night, fam. It's good seeing you. But yeah, I'm trying to wake people up and understand them that sometimes certain technology is brought so that you could be viewed throughout time and it wouldn't be shocking, if you will. Because if Neo was just woke up out of the Matrix into reality, he probably would have went into shock. So sometimes a father has to walk his children into something while he is amongst the children so he doesn't terrify the children, if that makes sense. Because at first you will have people that will say, send out Moses to talk because we're terrified of the thunder and lightning. Then when I send a man to talk, they create a powerful spirit through the word. Then because they don't want to talk to the creator because it's so scary. Then when I come as a man, oh, you're not the creator, you're not this big, scary, powerful dude that's throwing lightning bolts. So I'm essentially proving throughout time that sometimes certain things can't be helped, and that's why it's ultimately good to have mercy. Because I will mess around, let's say a person will have no memory of anything and come before me, and then they'll say, I'll show them a scenario, like Nathan did to David. And then in that scenario, I'll have them testify to something. And then they'll be like, oh, I would have punished them for that. And I'd be like, whoa, you sure? You don't want to give them mercy? I mean, we all learning. And then they'd be like, no, they're going to pay for what they just did. And I'd be like, all right, man, those are your words. That's your judgment. They're going to pay for what they did. And then if I show them it was them, then see how their words change. You see what I'm saying? So the irony of me coming to and becoming more aware, the whole story of Moses striking the rock, coming down and doing all that, and then he died and was reborn. I got a video from 5 years ago of me on Minecraft with this big mountain. I put TNT all over it, and I flew down with wings after beating the Ender Dragon, after defeating the dragon. This was so funny. I came down and shot the mountain, and it blew up. And it's a rare shot because there was random TNT placed on it. But I have a bow and arrow, so I shot, and it actually hit a TNT, and the mountain started blowing up. Well, as I was coming down to the ground, it was smooth too. The mountain, one of the TNTs flew off and hit me, and I fell down and died. But I didn't save it. You can hear my girlfriend in the background named Shannon. If you take Asherah and switch the E and the A, and put the R as an N, complete the noun, or complete the consonant, swirl it around, that gets E Shannon. JB and E Shannon, that's so funny. Shannon was like, oh, you died. And I was like, that's the way the cookie crumbles. God's wife Asherah, Asha OAC, and Hannah Sophia. So sometimes Yeho has to come for Hannon because people don't listen, and the rest of the flock. So, it is what it is. I am here for everybody, and you all can start telling the truth now. JB's back. It's not Jesus, because I'm not a gracious pig. Y'all are making me fucking grunt. But now that the word is back and is king again, I can create a new spirit and create a new world of perfection. So, I love you all. Like I said, I rock with the 10 Commandments. That's the one who even brought it to y'all in the first place, but other men took it and acted a nut with it. And for anybody that has trouble listening to what I'm telling you, if you go research what the J used to be, it was Y. If you research what the B used to be, it was high V. The people that did this was the Germans and the French. The Germans got mad at the French, the Romans, because the French are just Frisons that mixed into Rome and Spain and all that. Frisons, French. And Germans are just Greeks that went high up to the barbarians. Germans, UKs, Greeks. So basically, they fighting back and forth. They took Jesuit, which is I am French and Roman and all that, and Yanez, which is I am gracious and I am. And then when the Germans, Martin Luther and all them got a hold of it and destroyed William Tyndale's legacy, he's the one that translated Hebrew, William Tyndale. He was connected to the source. He put Jehovah and Yahweh in that book. But Martin Luther and King James, he got his word. They was fucking shit off. And then they turned it into Jesus. I am a gracious pig. Got me grunting and shit. Oh, they got their just due for that shit. And the Catholics to this day continually, through the metaphorically speaking, through character, get crucified through the spirit with words because of their buffoonery, because of Joseph taking the word into Rome and doing what he did. But perhaps I told him to. Yehoshaphat. Right. So I'll let y'all have a beautiful day. And have no fear. The word has returned and I am here. JB6, baby, I am the Christ. Because one time I heard scream in my ear, I am their God. And my ear damn near went deaf. Then I look up, a whole bunch of people are calling Trump the Christ. And somebody almost shot his fucking ear off. Y'all are playing a dangerous game, and y'all are connecting to shit y'all shouldn't because of these Catholics. I am telling you all, quit fucking playing. That seat is reserved for the word. I am king.